So, Fat Man,
So sleazy.
this looks kind of weird. The hell are we doing at 10 p.m.?
Oh, I'm gonna say. I mean, what are you talking about? This looks exactly this. As I'm slurring my words. 10 p.m. is a hell of a drug, kids. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, America.
Well, I mean,
because
it's
of this mark right over here. He's all like, "Oh, hockey! Oh, hockey!"
well, I mean, we can just run the show like we would do it normally in Japan, right?
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is the Fat Man.
And welcome, everyone, to another late episode, but a wonderful episode of the wrestling show. Today we have, below me, is the man.
Below you?
Below me.
Below you.
The man of 1,000 marks. Chip Willie is here with us.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And, of course, to the side of me is a gentleman smoking on, well, it's a blunt because, fuck, that's legal, right? Ryan Williams is
here.
Ryan Williams is here today.
Hey, plug.
He freezes right off the bat.
Because I'm not as fat now as I was in that, and I still have that singlet and my heel bucket singlet, so I should bust it out just to get a new updated non-fat Ryan, if that makes sense. Like...
Oh my goodness! Today we're talking Impact and New Japan, basically sweeping up from the last couple of weeks of just insane number of shows. So let's get started. Let's do Impact first.
Always.
No.
It's a better show. Why not?
Save the better show for last.
Which one came first?
Dominion.
Did it?
Yes.
What was Dominion's date?
June 4th.
Oh, those.
6/12? Dominion's June 4, bro.
Yeah. Yesterday was the 12th.
Dominion wins.
Wait, Dominion wins? It was earlier?
If it was June 4th, Impact was June 9th.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well,
that's how math works. Numbers go up.
I don't. Who the fuck does numbers in this fucking thing?
America?
Chip, do you want to run this or do you want me to?
Go for it.
Okay, so anybody watch the pre-show? No. I assume no, nobody.
They have pre-shows?
Even the NJPW mark was like, fuck the pre-show.
I hope these are in order. I can't remember I'll be perfectly frank with you. It was 9 days ago.
Wikipedia, bruh.
I don't do Wikipedia because I have
well,
them all
in
separate things.
It'll tell you the order of the fucking card.
Why would I do that?
You know what? I'm getting this out of the way early. Hope you step on the Lego, you lazy
God damn it.
3 clicks.
See what happens when I don't run segments?
Yeah, well, I don't run New Japan.
I was going to...
Is it me or Ryan freezing?
Ryzen is freezing.
Raisins are freezing.
Okay, so it isn't. After all that, it was in order. Okay, let's start off with Ospreay versus Lance Archer.
Who the fuck is Lance Archer?
Lance Archer. It's hard with these Japanese names, damn it. Yeah. God damn.
Yeah. I don't know how you pronounce
that are always in your mouth.
Right?
How to pronounce it.
This is the tournament final match to determine the number one contender for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship, currently held by.
Fuck
Fuck
Kenny
him.
Omega.
Thank you. 8 minutes, 1 second.
Fuck Kenny Omega.
I do have Dave Meltzer's ratings for this. He gave it 4 stars. Chip, start with you.
I wanted so much more of this match. Of course, Dave Meltzer's a rating piece of shit.
Because it's under 10 minutes, right?
That's what we call a callback, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll give it 3. I was highly disappointed in it. I'm thinking that a Will Ospreay match and Will Ospreay and Lance Archer, an actual match, isn't a tag team leading off the fucking show, is going to be a heater, and it wasn't. So 3 stars.
Wow, Fat Man.
Wow, fuck you. I'm close to Meltzer. 3 3/4. Shorter match than I thought it would be, but it was still a great match. No surprise on who the winner was going to be. I mean,
oh yeah,
knew it was going to be Will Ospreay. So, yeah, I mean, that's all I can say about it.
Monsignor Ryan.
I don't watch New Japan. I read up on New Japan. I know most of the New Japan people, but I didn't watch New Japan. So you're going to get the outsider of not watching it.
Cool.
It just randomly freezes on you.
I hate it. Love it. Yeah, there's only an 8-minute match to open a New Japan show, and Ospreay's in it. Seems off to me.
The whole match seemed off to me.
What?
It was okay. Here's the reality of it. I liked it, but it was kind of a.
Did you think Archer was winning?
They didn't have time. No, but they didn't have time to tell anything. And they didn't have time for it.
It's New Japan. They don't have. They can give you 40 minutes and they still won't tell a story. What are you talking about?
New Japan tells story.
Oh, I hard disagree with that. You're full of shit.
Sleazy even thinks you're full of shit, Chip.
No, I think you're full of shit, Batman.
No, fuck that.
Let me just be very clear. I think you're full of shit on this one. They absolutely tell stories, especially in the context of a single match. In fact, I dare say they do it more in the context of a single match than they do in a long-term storyline.
You don't need to tell a story here.
I'm not saying you are.
I know, but you want to know what the story is here?
Omega Ospreay.
Yeah, it's going to be the rematch.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, but that's what it is. This didn't need a story, I guess, is why it went 8 minutes, because nobody fucking thought Archer was going to win. Ospreay was the better winner. Like, this tournament was made for Ospreay once they announced the winner was at Forbidden Door 2.
Right.
There's no way Jay Briscoe's winning the world title. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. But here's the other side of that, is that you'd think that they would have given them a little bit more time to flesh out a match when it was the opener.
I actually do agree with that part, yeah.
It was surprising.
I graded it so hard, I think.
Well, honestly, Chip, I'm closer to you than I am to Meltzer or Fat Man. I gave it 3 1/4. So,
but realistically, in this aspect of what we're reviewing, the 2 people that we would go to technically that watch the product and know more of it would be fucking Meltzer and fucking Chip.
Mm-hmm. And they're on the both ends of the spectrum. So I don't know what to tell you. 8-man, forgive me. Yo Dog, I heard you like tag matches.
I do.
8-man tag, LIJ, which is pretty much everybody, versus just 5 guys except -1.
Like, the stable name doesn't change just because one of them's wrestling in another word. They're still, the stable is still just 5 guys.
I mean, yeah, but still.
Sleazy thought this was about fast food.
I thought it was. I was like, give me my burgers now.
Sleazy loves 5 guys going in them, but he hates 5 guys coming out of them.
I disagree. 9 minutes, 24 seconds. Fuck Dave Meltzer gave it 3 1/4. I thought he was harsh on this. I like this. I gave this 3 3/4. I really like this stupid thing. But Fat Man.
You think he's harsh? I give it 3.
Okay.
I thought it was I thought it was a good match, and that's literally my notes. Good match.
Oh, I mean, my notes were good too. So
Good match. That's it. Like, okay, cool. Good match.
Chip.
3.5. I just it started out as a very slow show in general, and it was a good match. So.
Okay. Ryan, anything to input here?
Oh, as I read the participants just now, I was just like, oh shit, now I don't.
This is like me on the sports podcast sometimes.
Right? It's just constantly freezing up. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's only Ryan too, which is even weird.
I'm seeing a little lag on my screen, but at least I'm
that
not
might be
freezing.
because of don't forget we're
streaming live, yeah.
We're streaming live to 4 different places right now.
Ryan's the Canadian internet cannot handle it.
It just can't handle it. It just simply can't handle it.
It's that 56K bullshit.
Yeah, well.
As long
And
as
we're
the
also
video-
doing
As long as the video freezes and the voice doesn't, I don't really give a fuck.
No,
they're both freezing.
Fuck.
Catch 22, which is Francesco Akira and TJP versus the Intergalactic Jet Setters.
You fucked it up.
Oh, well, he was off. Yo, dog, I heard you like tag matches.
I do.
Oh, he got it in. Catch 22, Francesco Akira, TJP, Intergalactic Jet Setters, which is Kushida and Kevin Knight.
Yay, TJ.
Yay, Ryan freezing.
This is for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. New champions. Dave Meltzer gave this thing 3.5 stars. It was 10 minutes, 38 seconds. Fat Man, start with you.
Underrated piece of shit. I thought this was a great match. It was fast paced, lots of action. Again, this was another match where we know who's going to win. So, yeah. But predictable doesn't make it bad. I gave it 4 stars.
Chip.
Wow, I think for the first time in a long time, me and Fat Man agree. 4 stars.
So you're right, finally. Cool.
I really enjoy it. Of course, I love 22. They're exciting to watch. And Kevin Knight is an up-and-coming wrestler that's looking really good over and strong. And then there's Kushida. So you had 4 great participants, great pace, great action. 4 stars.
4.01 stars for me.
Fuck. You.
Only to fuck Fat Man. No,
Why you fucking me? You're the one that sounds like an idiot, not me.
It would be completely 4 stars if it wasn't for Fat Man being an asshole.
Okay, I'm being the asshole, but the Chip's like, all right, TJP's great, this guy's great, this guy. Oh, then there's Kushida.
No,
Fuck
I said
you.
Oh, I said
The way you said it, you're like, and then there's Kushida.
No, I mean,
Look, you literally said that.
I'm thinking.
Yes, but you took his tone wrong. He was like this, and Kushida as well.
I'm saying Kushida is like, we all know how good Kushida is. That's how I meant it. Shit.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too.
Don't mind cranky old Fat Man.
4.02 stars. Just to add to it.
Give another 1/10 of a point or 100th.
The only thing that surprised me more than anything else was the titles getting shipped to TJP and Kira.
Oh, that didn't surprise me at all.
It did surprise me. But otherwise, fantastic match. Great. It harkened back to the old times of the junior tag division being just bonkers. But yeah, cool. Match number 4, depending on how you're counting. Singles match for the NJPW World Television Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Matanza Cuerto. 8 minutes, 46 seconds. Dave Meltzer gave it 4 stars. Chip, start us off.
I mean, it's Zack Sabre Jr. I'm a big fan of his. I always have been. It was a great match. 4 stars.
Ryan, you have something to put in?
Fuck Zack Sabre.
He can't even get it in.
He can't get the shit talk in.
By the way, 1, Golden Knights scored again. They're up 6-1. 2, Ryan's all like, fuck Zack Sabre.
Fuck Zack Sabre Jr. Fuck Zack Sabre Jr.
There you
Fuck
go.
Zack Sabre Jr.
I agree with both Chip and Meltzer. 4 stars.
You guys are wrong.
It's a fucking Zack Sabre Jr. match, and I love Jeff Cobb too. So, shocker, this was a great match for me. I feel like they work together. I love I actually love the finish of it because it shows once again how good Zack Sabre Jr. is in finding a unique way to win. Love it.
And of course, I mean, I would love to see them go more than 15 minutes, but with the allotted parameter due to the type match, it is great. Probably one of the best television or movies film ticket title matches we've seen in the reign of it.
Well done, Chip. I love it. Batman?
I gave it 3.5. It was not a shorter than expected match. Again, we got the 15-minute time limit, but I actually thought they were going to go the 15. To be honest, I thought it'd be a time limit draw, but it was still a really good match. You know, it is again Zack Sabre Jr. and Jeff Cobb. So, yeah.
Next match: Bishamon, Goto and Yoshihashi versus House of Torture, which is Evil and Takahashi versus Great O'Khan and Aaron Herner of the United Empire. This was for the vacant IWGP Tag Team Championship and also the Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship. This was 13 minutes.
He's defending in this too.
Well, fuck you. I also didn't even say, yo, dog, I heard you like triple threat tag matches.
You love triple threat matches.
There we go. Fuck Dave Meltzer gave this 3.25 stars.
I'm wrong.
Okay. Tell me more.
Good match. It was a good match. Typical, mayhem match. Typical New Japan match. No selling, but it was still good. Like, yeah, it was what it was.
I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was...
I think the wrong kids died.
Really?
I think House of Torture should have won that match.
Boo!
Double boo.
House of Torture is terrible.
That's why I think they should have won the match.
Yeah, but it's got Takahashi.
The right kids died because I love Goto and Yoshi. And they're one of the few people that I can see their name and I know who they are. Again, probably the tag team guy in me. But I see their name, I know who they are, and I've never seen them have a bad match.
Well, guess what? What do you consider a bad match?
Not a lot. There's not.
Yeah, there he goes again.
Yep.
Very much sound like that's
Canadian
fucking terrible.
Internet.
Yeah,
Let's try something.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
Let's see if it's that problem I had before that the video was fucking up my. Did that work?
You might be. Yeah.
Of course. I got a face for radio.
Ha! We might. We'll continue on. See what happens from there.
I mean, it was a good match.
I was waiting. It was an okay match for a house show then.
No,
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I'll give it 3 stars. You had some really good tag teams involved. Right Kids definitely died. I don't want to see House of Torture with any type of belt, period.
The 6-mans are fine.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like New Japan staple, if you ask me.
Okay,
What'd you give
fair.
it, Chip? I'm sorry.
3 stars.
Sleazy, did you rate it yet?
3 stars as well.
Okay. All right.
Okay, next match. We had a gimmick.
Now these
thing
are
going.
pretty hard Asian names. Are you sure you can pronounce them?
No. I will try my hardest though. This was for the Never Openweight Championship. Finlay. David Finlay versus El Fantasmo.
A non-Mexican Mexican.
Right?
I was saying, if you want someone to read Canadian, Ryan's right here.
Yeah.
If only I had known. 3 3/4 stars from Fuck Dave Meltzer. It was 18 minutes and 51 seconds. To this point, the longest match on the card. I'll go first. I liked it, but I gave it 3.5 stars. Once again, I was torn with this because I wasn't sure if you should have Finlay drop the title here, but El Fantasma would be the perfect person to drop it to.
Especially with the they have going on right now.
Yeah.
Finlay, like every leader of Bullet Club, needed a belt right away to solidify the leadership role. Every leader, if you think about it. So this belt is perfect because it's not a main belt for Finlay to take right away, but you give him a couple, say 6 months, we'll say, just to be like the leader of Bullet Club has to be a champion or in contention for major championships. Here's his championship now. We'll see now where Wrestle Kingdom comes or say G1 next year. Because I can't see G1 this year. You know what I mean? Like how everything's going to go with Finlay. Because he's a heavyweight in the heavyweight division now, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes! Sorry. We just won in overtime.
How dare you?
I took your happiness as me knowing shit about New Japan, so fuck you.
It was definitely double meant. It was definitely double on time. No, had 2 meanings. What does that mean? Word.
Tandre works, I guess.
Wording's hard.
We're journalists here, though.
Perfect build for Finlay in the start of rebuilding the Bullet Club.
And on the other side of that, the Never Openweight Championship has become effectively the de facto Intercontinental title now. Now that the real Intercontinental title is gone.
But but the U.S. title isn't.
Yeah,
but I'm actually I'm agreeing with you though. It is because it's defending in New Japan. Well,
we're kind of saying that when Carl Anderson had it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense. I was just torn about it because I guess I'm an El Fantasma mark. I don't know. Junior heavyweight championship. Takahashi.
Literally, just you talked about the match.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, fuck you guys.
And I didn't talk about the match. I just put over the belt in Finlay.
That's probably why. Well, Fat Man.
Over in piece of shit. It was still a good match. 3 stars. Too long. This match was too long. It started out hot with Phantasmo, and then it freaking died. It just fell off a cliff out of nowhere. And then it picked back up again when Phantasmo got the heat spot back, or the comeback back, and that was it. There was no way Phantasmo was winning this match. Not a chance in hell. But I was torn like you. Was it a good match? Was it not a good match? I gave it 3 stars, but I'm like, was it really a good match? I don't know. It was just too damn long. This is the time that Ospreay and Archer should have had. Flip-flop those two. Have this be like a fast-paced match. Fast-paced, hard-hitting match. And give Archer and Ospreay the 19 minutes, and I would have been fine. But yeah,
Chip.
I've been following this since it started when Jay White left, and I thought ELP should have been the leader, anyways. And I was just like, I liked the match. I did. I mean, it had everything. It told what I needed to see. 3 3/4 for me.
Okay. Everyone talk.
yeah.
Thank you. Singles match for IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Hiromu Takahashi versus Master Wato, who is the Best of Super Junior winner. Dave Meltzer gave this 4.75 stars.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Thank you.
4 3. Fuck Dave Meltzer, yeah. So I'm just blown away. He gave it a high rating.
Okay.
Chip, start us off.
4 stars. I wasn't a huge fan of this match. I'm not a huge fan of Master Wato. So yeah, 4 stars. God damn it, Dave Meltzer, go fuck yourself.
Okay, Batman.
I agree, 4 stars. I thought it was a great match, but the pass out spot was pretty stupid because he was out for like a minute in the hold, so the match didn't end. And then right after, like he got to the ropes, he literally got right back up and no sold it anyway. So Ryan's gonna love this. It was dumb, but hey,
I didn't watch it to tell you it wasn't dumb, but I know one of those guys, so like.
Yeah,
that's my response.
But it was still a great match. They still put on a great match, even though that one spot was dumb. But, okay.
Match was terrible. 4.5 stars.
The sleazy.
Yeah, I love this. I thought this was a great way to showcase Master Wato after winning the Best of Super Junior. They did a great job of making him look like a threat to beat Hiromu. I do agree, and that's part of the reason why I didn't rate it as high as Meltzer or gave it 5 stars was the pass out spot was kind of but it's still, the rest of the match was really great, especially for somebody who honestly I didn't expect to win Best of Super Junior to begin with, and then to have him have this fucking banger of a match. Wow, it was shocking to me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Chaos. Well, Yo Dogger, I heard you like tag team matches. I will never get.
You like trios tag team.
I was gonna say you messed it up twice.
Okay, first of all, fuck you. I don't normally run these segments. Okay. Second of all,
you're out of practice.
I'm out of practice.
He's not out of practice. He's the fucking tech guy. Leave him alone.
Oh my goodness.
But I will notice, Ryan, you're not freezing up as much, so I guess the video is.
It is the video.
Or it's just freezing up while he's not talking as well.
I mean, 6 of 1. Chaos, Ishii, Okada, and Tanahashi. Well, actually, technically, Tanahashi's not part of Chaos. Versus the Blackpool Combat Club, who's shown up as John Moxley and Claudio with, God damn it, the worst fucking nickname in the world, the Roughneck, Shota Umino. This was for the Never Openweight 6-man tag championship. Fuck, Dave Meltzer gave it, shocker, 5 stars.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Who did I start with last time? Batman? Right. Chip, you go first.
4.5. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It was great, but it wasn't 5 star. I don't I guess he's allegedly doing coke with Tony Khan again.
Allegedly.
I said allegedly.
I'm just confirming allegedly.
5 stars.
It was a great match, but it's not 5-star worthy. So
Vegas just scored again, 7-1 in the third.
I don't think anyone even cares anymore because it's so.
Yeah, no one cares. Yeah, no one cares about New Japan.
And it's 7:30 over, and there's so much partying to do in Vegas tonight.
Just hope they don't do what they did in Denver last night, start shooting people after winning a championship.
That was John.
It's Denver.
Is John Morant there?
God. Oh shit!
I'll say that for Sunday. All right, continue.
Oh shit!
Okay.
You gotta follow the product, Susie. You gotta follow the product.
I sure as hell don't. This was great. I give it. I'm not going to give it 5 stars, but definitely 4.5. This was
what the fuck was it missing?
You didn't say that to Chip.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. What the fuck was it missing?
I wanted more.
What?
Oh, by the way, this was 20 minutes, 37 seconds.
I guess I wasn't a fan of. I mean, I know they did it because it is in New Japan and his dad is Red Shoes, but I wasn't a fan of Umina in this match. I would have much rather seen Yuta in it.
Or Take a Shitta.
Yeah, I'm surprised Take a Shitta wasn't a part of this.
Yeah, that's true too.
I really wasn't. I don't know. It's like you have all
guys
these
are. The funny thing is, like, you guys are giving this 4.5 stars, and you're like talking shit about it. It's weird.
No, I'm talking shit about one person in the match. Okay. You have this huge fucking lineup of fucking all-star New Japan people on one side, and on the other side you have this all-star set of AEW guys and Shota.
I think is he feuding with Okada?
Yeah, he's feuding with Okada right now.
Probably
which is
forbidden that side. Yeah.
But it's okay. But here's the thing. No one cared about the match about 30 seconds after the match ended.
Nope.
Because the collective world creamed themselves.
I was going to say, my speaking of this match, is I know these guys. It looks like it had potential to be a great match for the talent that was in the match. I don't give a fuck about the match. It was after the match that got me anywhere interested.
So, spoiler, I was fast forwarding from match to match, so I didn't see what was happening.
So you didn't see?
I didn't have to watch it. It came up on Reddit.
Well, just bring it up for our audience. Tell them what happened.
I'm not on Reddit.
Literally, it was shared everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It was all over fucking everywhere.
Okay. Cool.
Literally, the collective wrestling community creamed themselves because we had this 3-minute promo of
Danielson. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that's what it was. That's what it was going.
I didn't realize it was after this match.
Yeah, it was right after. Literally, Moxley gets on the mic and says, "Guess what, motherfucker?" And then he throws to this 3-minute promo with Danielson challenging Okada. And
oh God, yes.
And everyone creamed themselves. Everyone creamed themselves.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, well,
I may sound like I'm being sarcastic. I'm really tired. It is really gonna be fucking awesome, and I can't wait for Forbidden Door.
This is the most obvious 5-star match that's coming.
I am more excited about
now. Watch it be
than I was last year.
Yeah.
Especially with you're gonna have Danielson and Okada, and then you're gonna have Ospreay and Omega again. Yeah, please sign me the fuck up. Oh, and Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy.
Yes, that'll be great.
That's fucking phenomenal.
That'll be stupid and great.
Yep.
And of course, you're gonna shoehorn Punk in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who he's gonna go against.
Tanahashi.
If they had, what do you mean Tanahashi? Get bent. If they had the brains, they put him against Kenta.
If they had the brains.
Thank you. I was going to say Kenta.
There's
this show coming up, Forbidden Door 2, is already a 6-star show in the minds of most.
Yeah.
You got to be Kenta.
I would love to see Finlay go against Jay White. It would carry over from the story when he jumped him.
I would do a tag match
with Juice Robinson.
With Juice.
What, Bullet Club? But that's Bullet Club versus Bullet Club. That makes no sense.
But AEW Bullet Club, not in two different Bullet Clubs, because now he started with AEW.
They've made it clear that they do not recognize Bullet Club Gold in part of the storylines in New Japan.
So it's got to build up to that then.
I would assume that it's building up to some tag match.
I still think I don't want to. I want to see just David and Jay White go at it. Juice Robinson brings Jay White down so much, if you ask me.
Chip's on fire.
Yes.
What happens when we do a show at 10 o'clock at night?
I guess so.
Chip's on fire. Yeah, fucking Juice Robinson brings everyone down.
That's why she left NJPW in the first place.
All I have to say to you,
I totally enjoy Juice Robinson and Jay White together on AEW television. I think they're so different that it works so well because the one little mindset they got is wanting to just get the two of them over the expense of everybody with that Bullet Club style. It's just weird for the Bullet Club style because it doesn't stand out in America.
And they're really not taking well to it either.
No, like the Bullet Club style in Japan works great because it's basically interference and gang mentality and numbers running in, which is the American style. If you do it over in America, it's just regular wrestling.
True.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Did I read it? I did read it.
I didn't talk about it. Match of the night. I mean, 4 1/4. That's really it.
Yeah.
And they're put them like, imagine how much better it would have been if they actually fucking sold.
True.
Wow.
It's New Japan though, so.
Main event: IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Sonata. Oh my goodness.
Still can't get over that. Still weird.
Versus. Oh my god. Yoda Suji.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. 17 minutes, 1 second. Dave Meltzer gave it 4 1/4 stars.
Fuck him.
Can I start?
Yeah.
It was an okay match for a house show, and I think I'm overrating it as an okay match for a house show. This was boring as fuck. 100% boring as fuck. It didn't really pick up until the last 3 minutes, and even then, it was also more like, there's no way Jay Briscoe's winning the ROH World title here. So, I mean,
Side note, do apologize. That shirt should be available for soon on merch.
It's an okay match for a house show?
No, there's no way Jay Briscoe's winning the Ring of Honor World title.
Right. Also, worst match of the night. By the way, as an average match. So,
Chip, my worst match of the night as well, but I didn't even give it an okay match for a house show. 2 stars for me. Sonata. I never been a fan of his. I don't.
Sorry, Chip. What'd you rate it?
2.
2.
Yeah. Wow. I just haven't it was weird. He came back. He had no facial hair, and he cut his hair, and all of a sudden he's the champion. And he doesn't do anything for me as a champion. His wrestling is boring, if you ask me. 2 stars.
I actually agree with a lot of what Chip said there. I've never bought Sonata as world champion. Never did.
I was just fucking shocked when that happened. And it came out of nowhere too. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I could buy him as world champion. Well, then when he dyed his hair and changed his look, I think he changed his style a little bit. And he didn't change it for the work. He didn't change it for the better.
It was
I would
already
agree
bad.
with that.
He was already bad as it was.
I agree with that. But
When he was part of the faction, when he was like a silent member of the faction, it was good. But when he became the focal point of now NJPW, I'm just like, eh. Can we get to the next Wrestle Kingdom? So we
By the
rid of-
way,
ow, shit, that hurt.
He's not holding that till the next Wrestle Kingdom.
flip the this match and the never openweight 6-man titles on the card. This should not have been
Oh,
last.
100% yes. This should have ended with the 6-man titles. And this has serious Triple H Jericho vibes. You know, there was no way they were going to top what they just, not just the match, but the announcement after it. That crowd was fucked after that. Yep. There was no way that they were going to get anything out of them. So in a way, they fucked their own champion by doing this. And they fucked a guy that this was going to be his big shot. You know, he just came back from CMLL. This was his first big, main event at a pretty major show in Dominion.
And he's good.
Yeah, but you'd never know it here.
No.
You'd never know it here. Final thoughts on the show.
Sleazy, you didn't even talk about the match.
Oh, just that it was boring as hell. I said it before you said to switch it, but basically I agree with Chip.
2 stars?
It was boring as hell. It was 2 stars. And like I said, they fucked their main event here.
Okay.
Final thoughts on the show. Great card all in all. The main event was fucked. Surprising times for matches throughout the entire show. Things should have gotten more time that didn't, and things that got way too much time that could have been cut. There were a couple of matches that probably would have been better had they given a little bit of juice to.
Matt Robinson,
right? Fat Man.
It was still a good show, but I don't think there's, besides the 6-man tag, I just don't really need to go out of your way to watch it.
It's all 7 out of 10 show. Because there was a lot of good things to watch here. Chip, take us out.
If you would have taken Lance Archer and Will Ospreay, giving them more time, taken away from David Finlay's match, it would have been an 8 out of 10 for me, but it's only 7 out of 10.
Okay. That's it for New Japan. Thank God somebody else fucking run a segment.
Ooh, that's me.
Yay!
Impact Wrestling presents Against All Odds, June 9th, 2023, from Columbus, Ohio. It was in the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds.
Yay.
Oh, wait.
Entire center.
No, that's in Canada.
3 matches on the pre-show. Anybody watching?
Nope.
I watched one, and you know exactly which match I watched.
And that was the same match that I watched when we started, because we watched this during, I watched most of this during trivia too at the same time. But it was the same match I started watching when I got home and put it on, and the other 2 were, I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Uterus defeated Sheldon Jean. Killian King with Taylor Wall defeated Nevaeh. And Dirty Dango lost the Impact Digital Media Championship title match he had against Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Thank you. That was actually really good. But I like Joe Hendry stuff, and I like heel Dirty Dango, so that's just me.
It was a fun match.
All right, as I look for a letter. Opening the show, I'm getting this out of the way now because I'm really fucking mad about it. Fuck you, Deets. A, for not being on the show, and B, for beating me by 1 point on the Impact scorecard. And I was in the lead going into the last match, and he beat me by 1 point. So fuck you to Deets.
So I will let you all know I didn't watch this, but I will listen to it because I had family weekend this weekend. So,
well, sir, you missed a fantastic match and a fantastic show, which was opened by Frankie Kazarian versus Eddie Edwards in a singles match. Hey, Fat Man.
Yes.
Stats him.
12 minutes, 30 seconds. Christian Thompson from TGR Wrestling gave it 3.5.
I'm going to start. A, because when I looked at the scorecard, it was like, which match is opening it? And I went, this match should open it because it's going to be fucking deadly. And 12 minutes and 30 seconds was a solid opener for this. Both these guys are good. There was no wrong kid died in this match. One's former world champion in Eddie Edwards, and Frankie Kazarian should have an Impact World title reign before he's done.
Yep.
I think this is the build for it.
I agree. 3.5 stars. A really good match that probably could have been a little bit better if given just a titillating a little bit more time.
An ant here more is what you're saying.
Yes. But here's the thing. In my notes, I literally put right kid died.
Yeah, see, I don't think there was a right or wrong kid in this match because they're both.
There has to be a right or wrong kid, doesn't there?
No, not in this match. Either one of them winning, going right into a world title run or a main event scene, and it don't hurt neither one of them to lose in this match, I thought. Sleazy.
Especially with Alicia getting involved multiple times.
Mm-hmm. She's really embraced her heel side too now with all of this, right?
Mm-hmm. I love it. I absolutely love it. I actually agree with the 3.5 stars. I do like the fact that they did end up kicking Alicia out, because it just worked well with the progression of the match. God damn. Fucking these two, given more time, could really fucking tear it up. I think that they still got like 12 minutes.
Yeah, like 12 and a half minutes for an opener. Like good for Impact, but like I don't think you're going to add much more time. Like you might get another 2 psychology spot in for him, but I think too much time for these guys might be a detriment.
It might be, but goddamn, it's really fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Fat Man,
what?
Hit your line for me.
Oh, so okay. Yo, Doggers like tag team matches.
I do. Asos and Chris Bay, ABC, defended the tag team championships against the Good Hands, Jason Hotch and John Scarler. Fat Man, you can also hit him with the fucking stats.
9 minutes and 43 seconds. Christian Thompson gave this. He also gave this 3.5 stars.
Lazy.
3 stars. Once again.
So it was above average?
It was above average.
Because we missed this on the New Japan thing, and every time it was 3 stars, I said I'm mad that I realized it. You have to call it was a Mike Sanders.
No, that's 2 3/4.
I fuck that 2 3/4 shit.
It's 2 3/4. This is the above average Mike Sanders. Okay. 3 stars is a good match. 2 3/4 is the Mike Sanders.
I still don't get Mike Sanders, but whatever.
Because his gimmick was above average Mike Sanders. So if a match is above average,
wouldn't that be 2.6?
Well, anything from 2.5 to 3 is above average, you dickhead. And I will be referring to it as Mike Sanders as such.
And I'll refer to it as such. Yeah, it was a good match. But once again, I'm not a huge fan of ABC.
I think I'm a fan of him, and that's why I don't understand why you're not a fan of him. It's not like Leo Rush is in the match. It's a different black guy, Sleazy.
I was going to say, Sleazy, he can tell Asians apart, we're not black people.
Okay, sure.
They're one of our subscribers.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it was a match. It was a people jumped around a lot. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Flippy doos, flippy doo.
I don't want to go full flippy do here, but it was wow, cool. You know, but it wasn't like blow off my socks great, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I like the good hands, and I like them with Brian Myers. I think like he got his own Major Brothers, we'll basically call it now, which is pretty cool. But there was no way they were beating them. Realistically, I didn't see there was a way they were beating them. I figured ABC was winning this the whole time.
Right.
And Chip went bye-bye.
In fact,
Chip left us, unfortunately. I figured that would happen eventually. So,
Fat Man.
Well, fuck you, sleazy, underrated piece of shit. 4 stars. This was great
What?
as expected. This was great as expected. Fucking ABC Club could do no fucking wrong. They're just putting on banger match after banger match.
okay, cool it down, Sheamus.
So
Banger after banger after banger. I can't believe they were going to call them Banger Bros.
Right? The fuck is wrong with you people?
I can believe it.
Well, this is the same thing where it was like Great Balls. In a pay-per-view called Great Balls.
Oh, fire. And the fireballs. Oh, yeah, that was good. Hey, Sleazy, you're the women's wrestling enthusiast.
I am, actually.
Our next match was a dog collar match. I think that's pretty sexist, but we'll go on anyways. Because 2 of these girls are actually kind of pretty. Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich. Fat Man. Stats them.
11 minutes and 51 seconds. Christian Thompson gave it 3 stars.
It's a dog collar match, not a bag over their heads match.
I think this is a prime example of giving the Impact women's roster a chance because they have a lot of good people on it. They're going to put out a banger match. And if you're not following the product or you don't know who either 2 of these girls are, you're just like, women in a dog collar match, whatever. Go watch this match. This is really good. Like, they gave the girls time to shine. And like with NXT, for me, when they give women that big moment on a pay-per-view and you don't expect a lot out of it, and it turns out to be really good, and that's what I think this match was. Sleazy.
100% agree. 4 stars for me. This was just really well done for a gimmick match that, once again, one of the hardest matches you can put together is some sort of Texas bull rope, dog collar. Anytime where you're tying 2 hands of competitors together, it's always a nightmare. And they did a great job with the stipulation. They put everything together pretty fucking well. I thought it was pretty violent for what it was, and I just really loved it. And don't forget, well, I can say this now because she's now a former GCW World Champion, but this is just showing her chops once again in a no disqualification style match. And Killer Kelly's amazing too.
She is, yeah. Fat Man.
All right. I'm going to bring you guys back down to earth. This was not a good match at all.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Why don't you go fuck off with ABC Club?
This was my worst match of the night. I gave this 1.5 stars. I hated it. I thought it was boring. I thought it was sloppy as shit. I thought they did not have great chemistry at all. They should have just stuck with like a street fight, but I understand they couldn't do that because there's already one on the show. I hated it. This was just bad. But also, the typical, fuck you, I'm going to kick out of my own finisher and pin you with my own finisher. So, yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was
Listen,
bad.
Suspend disbelief, dickhead. The Rock hitting a Stone Cold Stunner on the Rock on Stone Cold is not as powerful as Stone Cold hitting the Stone Cold Stunner. He knows the move better.
You know, it's funny because this came up recently because Austin was talking about how every time that Scott Hall hit him with a stunner, it always looked like shit by intent. Like Scott made it look bad to show how good Austin was when he hit the stunner.
That's brilliant.
It's perfect for that kind of stuff, because if you show that it's not just the move that's doing it, it's the person performing the move that makes it so devastating. That's what makes stuff work. Like, anybody can throw a short arm clothesline, but Okada can kill people with it. It's the same concept.
Anybody can throw a super kick. Shawn Michaels will take your head off.
Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Next match, and the first shocker of the night, I'll call it.
Yeah, right?
Chris Sabin versus Trey Miguel for the X Division Championship. Stats.
13 minutes and 12 seconds. Christian Thompson gave this 3 3/4.
I'll go with me first to make it easier. When this happened, when Sabin wins, I was like, cool. 9-time tag team champions. Spoiler for later without saying it, but saying it, there's no way you're going to have the Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero moment at the end of this pay-per-view, and just enjoyed the match for what it was and didn't think of anything else. But I did enjoy the match. I like Sabin. I like Miguel. And I thought the boys killed it. Fat Man.
3, 2, 1. The Vegas Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions. Love the match. 4 stars. I can't read my own handwriting.
Holy fuck.
Right?
Pretty much the same finish as the last one. Like,
But
I'll kick out of my own finisher so I can beat you with my own finisher. But this match was way better. So, yeah.
This was better than their first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me take a look. But, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Sleazy, go while he's
4
looking.
stars. I thought this was phenomenal. Shocker title change, in my opinion. I did not expect Sabin to win here. I really didn't.
Honestly, which would make you least expect later on.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 150%. I thought this was going to be is, Sabin going out on his last run, type of thing, but goddamn, it was good.
I get the same rating.
Same rating, yeah.
Yep.
I find this next match concept that we're talking about fucking deadly. Fat Man, hit me.
You didn't talk about what the match concept was or who was.
What does the match start off as, Fat Man?
The match starts off as I guess I'm running the segment now. An 8-man tag
You're a
team
fucking
match.
idiot. You fucking idiot. Say the thing.
Do the thing that you say. That's real funny. That makes me laugh every time about the matches that are tag.
Oh, yo, dog! I heard you like tag team matches.
I do.
He needed to get shit for that because he gives me shit for it.
He does, yeah.
The last hour.
And every other time I've ever brought that up to you, Fat Man, to be like, hit me with it differently. It's a tag match, and you always hit your mark every time. Except this one, you were like, oh no.
Because it was like a tag match and not a tag match at the same time, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm tired.
Okay, so 8-4-1.
Now he's going in.
Right, 8-4-1 match to determine the number 1 contender for the World Impact Championship. Team 1, Bully Ray, Heath Slater, Jonathan Gresham, and Nick Aldis defeated. Well, they won. They defeated the other team of Mike Bailey, Moose,
iPhone.
Thank you, PCO, and Rich Swann by pinfall, which led into the Phase 2 part, which the Fatal 4-Way match, which Nick Aldis won by submission over Bully Ray, Heath, and Jonathan Gresham. Fat Man, stats.
The whole match went 19 minutes, 6 seconds. He split this up into 2 parts, but I'm just going to combine them. He gave this the Mike Sanders.
Yeah.
2 and 3/4.
As a whole?
As a whole, yep.
I don't like that at all, because I thought this had a lot of story. There was a lot of intertwining things. Mike Ball Speed Bailey is also a good little fan that I enjoy, and I had to say his name full this time because I had to read it wrong last time. But yeah, everything about this had something connected somewhere. Fucking Scott D'Amore coming back with Bully Ray and all that stuff. This was more, you got a 20-minute show, not a 20-minute match. And that's, you're looking at basically your top tier Impact guys in every couple of divisions that they have in this match too. So Impact is standing really good going forward. And again, stuff that you don't really think after. My mindset after this match was Nick Aldis, Steve Macklin is going to be a deadly fucking match at Slammiversary. Was my opinion when this match ended. Sleazy?
I love this concept, actually. I didn't think it would play out the way it did. But if you look at both sides of the match, easily either side, the fatal four-way, there were still a couple of people on each side that you could go, they could win that. They could be number one contender. So I liked how they positioned the 8-man tag itself. And I thought it was a good concept, and I think they should continue doing this concept in the future, because I think it's a great way to get a bunch of people a possibility of looking like a potential contender down the road without, really pushing them all that much. Guys like Heath and Mike Bailey, who are great, they weren't coming into this. Jonathan Gresham, great, probably wasn't going to make it to the end, but the match itself, I liked it. I gave it as a whole 3.25 stars. I didn't split it up at all because I figured it was just kind of one match in theory. I did not like the Scott D'Amore spots.
Well, for what it was back, like for how it went with the flaming table and all the shit from the previous, it made sense.
It did.
I more want to talk about, what this match reminded me of? The wild card match from 95 Survivor Series.
Yep.
Right? Because everything was mingled in, and how good that one was in my mind too, of like the aspects of everything. So, and there wasn't a wrong winner, but Nick Aldis had to win this.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was, I'm not saying it wasn't the right call. I've said this before in previous Impact shows, is that we're trying to build Aldis up a little bit in Impact. This was a great way to kind of cap that in saying, yo, he's a good star. Here's a number one contendership. Look who he beat. So
fair. Fat Man.
I'm close to Sleaze. I gave it 3.5. I thought it was really good. I do like the concept. I do wish they bring it back. It's unique. It's a different match content we haven't seen before, and I pretty much like it. Yeah.
What a way to do an 8-man tournament in a night, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, realistically, you could break it down into the 4-way. You can make that a tag. If you really wanted to stretch the 3 matches, you can make the winners of the 8-man do a tag match. And then the 2 tag teams face off if you wanted to do it a whole night theme.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always expand on it and change it that way, which I like. Didn't
they do something? Well, it wasn't similar, but it was kind of interesting. The wild, what was it called?
The tag team one?
Yeah, I can't remember what they called it. It wasn't tag team turmoil, but it was like, fuck, what was it called?
I'm going to look it up now. I know what one you're talking about. It was randomly set up partners.
Yeah, so they'd randomly set partners
Battle
up.
Bowl.
No, that was WCW. He's talking about TNA.
Yeah, TNA had a version of it. It was an entire one-night tournament. And I think the tag team won. They won singles shots, I believe. I can't remember exactly what the rules were, but it was innovative in the fact that you pretty much had guys, you had tag wrestlers facing each other in some parts of the tournament. You had guys that can they coexist, but it actually made sense in the storyline of the tournament. So it was really cool concept. So this is, and of course, how are we not forgetting shit like King of the Mountain? So
King of the Mountain is an underrated match.
Right. So TNA has a history of innovating some pretty decent ideas for match types.
Yep.
Was it called the Wild Card Tournament?
It might have been, yeah.
When they were determined, well, now because there's two, because there's a wildcard tournament where they had random pairings, and there was the, as I'm bringing it up here now, I just fucking had it. There was the 8-card stud tournament, which was a random setup, and there was the TNA Championship Series where they had members from each division in the tournament facing off, and if you won the tournament, you won the title shot for the division you represented.
It wasn't that. It had to have been the wild card tournament. It had to have been.
It happened on the pay.
Oh, there he goes again.
That's the first time.
And Joe.
Okay. It was a long time ago.
It was, yeah. Okay. We continue on. Hey, Sleazy, you're our women's wrestling enthusiast, so you can start us off first when we talk about Deonna Purrazzo and Trinity versus Giselle Shaw and Shavana Evans.
Really?
Yo, dog, I heard you like tag matches.
I went with the women's side of it.
Yeah,
you don't like tag
I
matches.
wanted to reciprocate by going with the tag side.
Oh, I love reciprocation. Batman stats for this gets rainbowy.
He also loves penetration. 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Christian Thompson gave this an okay match for a house show.
There went the rainbowy with the penetration. Yes, Lisa, you can still go first.
This was not good. This was a star and a half, and I think I'm being generous here.
Only because Naomi's in the match.
I think the sole reason.
Oh, okay, thanks.
The sole reason why this was any good at all was because of Trinity.
What does that say about Deonna Purrazzo, though?
Right, and normally I'm a huge fan of Deonna Purrazzo, but this was the absolute opposite of what I was talking about beforehand when you're talking about can they coexist type of things, because eventually you're going to have the two of them face off.
Really. Yeah, they already announced it for the anniversary.
Right.
Yeah, it was announced before this, and they kind of
right. But that's my point, is that it was the can they coexist thing. So it was a throwaway match to begin with, and it just seemed like no one cared.
Fat man.
Wrong kids died.
I can see that.
I thought the better story would be for Purrazzo to go turn on Trinity and cost her the match. Therefore, you build up to Slammiversary and you're making Shawn Evans. So I thought the wrong kids died. 2 stars. Yeah, it was. Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad, I guess.
Wrestling wise, it could have been better. Storyline wise, it kind of, I don't know. It's not very. I'm trying to think of recent instances where the main champion and their challenger teamed up, and there wasn't a heel turn that come out of it, or one didn't turn on the. You know what I mean? I'm trying
Michael Cena, the only one I can think of.
No heel turned on him. The next night after Mania.
Yeah, but up to the match, he didn't.
Fair enough. Okay, that's true. No, and just thinking about it that way, then Giselle Shaw and Shavana Evans should have won via shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put a spin on it this way: why would you turn Purrazzo? Why not turn Trinity?
Star power.
But that's exactly why. Look at the Outcasts in AEW. Look at fucking Saraya and Tony Storm, and Naomi's clearly fucking going back to WWE at some point.
Well, here's the difference between the two. All 3 of them had been there for at least a little bit. Naomi, this is what? Naomi's 4th match with the company? 3rd match?
At most, yeah.
Yeah, so ride that fucking train until the wheels fall off.
Plus, Purrazzo's a natural heel.
Yeah, and Purrazzo is a natural heel. But if you're going to turn Trinity, I would give it a little bit and let the shine dying down a little bit with her before turning her.
You know what Deonna Purrazzo is? Tesha Blanchard without the bitchy attitude.
I mean, that's fair.
Right, and it's the only thing of it, because every time I think about Purrazzo and fucking Blanchard, like their styles are the same, how they wrestle, they kind of look similar enough. Purrazzo or Blanchard was, or Tessa was a little bit smaller. But yeah, it's basically Prazo is Blanchard, but she doesn't have the attitude. So maybe they should have gave her the world title.
Maybe.
Agreed.
Hey, Sleazy, I heard you like trios matches.
I do.
Ohio versus everything. Sammy Callahan, Jake Chris, and a returning Mad Fulton versus the Design, Diener, Angels, Khan. Fat man with the stats.
Match of the night. This was awesome. This is storytelling. The action was typical street fight shenanigans. 4.5 stars. This
What the fuck was it missing?
Your face. 14 minutes, 57 or 53 seconds. Christian Thompson gave it 3 3/4. Yeah, I thought it was match of the night. I love the finish with the bat coming into play because that's what started it. Fucking great.
What was wrong with it then?
It's a hardcore match. You know how I hate hardcore matches.
But
I love this one. So I just can't go 5 stars.
What do you like, Chip? Under 10 minutes can't be 4 stars. Oh, there was a chair shot. Was the rest a hardcore match? That can't be 5 stars.
Yep, 100%.
Didn't you fucking rate Seth and Cody and Hell in a Cell 5 stars, dickhead?
I'll have to look. I don't think I did. Maybe I did.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Aren't we all did? But
I'll have to look.
Sleazy.
4.5 stars as well. I can tell.
What was it missing?
I'll get there. Jesus Christ. I needed 5 more minutes, man. I needed more time. This is under 15. I think if they
can't go 5 stars, it's under 15.
Right? I'm not Chip, you fuck.
You're not. That's 4 stars with 10. You're 5 stars with 15.
Okay, fair.
It's
I thought if they spaced the spots out a little bit more, it would have given a little bit more impact. Ha ha ha. I think they rushed through the first half of the match a little bit, but goddamn, it was a fucking car crash anyway. So I mean, it was what it was, and it was fucking beautiful to watch.
Yeah, well, that's me and you anyways. We are the ECW, that hardcore style. We like that shit. Like, this was fucking great. Like, Sammy Callahan can do no wrong for me in Impact. Everything he does is great. He's their Moxley. Like, in terms of he's the guy you can go to for any situation. He's gonna knock it out of the park. Moxley bleeds a little bit more, but like for AEW, Moxley will get you whatever you want whenever you want it. For Impact, call Sammy Callahan.
Right.
Shitty, the other Chris brother isn't gonna come back, but Matt Fulton's a good replacement there, and it makes sense. So overall, this was fucking great.
Yeah, I'm okay with the substitution, and yeah, fuck Dave.
Singles match for the Impact World Championship. Steve Macklin defends against Alex Shelley. Now, before we get into stats and anybody else here, I really would like to go back and listen to the old podcast just to see if any of us
I sure as hell didn't.
Yeah. I messaged the chat. Okay, Fatman, hit him with stats.
22 minutes, 41 seconds. Christian Thompson gave this 4 stars.
When we talked about this and everything that, and I messaged the chat and I said, guys, when can we talk about this show? Because that had just happened, which has been Alex Shelley's the world fucking champion in Impact. And it took me off by surprise and waiting for it so long to talk about it too, because this is a huge moment. Like, Alex Shelley's been a TNA original. Like, when Saban won the belt from Bully Ray, that is 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right? Ace and Eights was about 10 years ago now. So Shelley went away. Shelley did the stuff. The perfect example of there is no way Jay Briscoe's winning the Ring of Honor World title, because there's no way Alex Shelley, a tag team guy, normally in that division, they don't really go for, like, everything about that, the Jay Briscoe reference to the Alex Shelley works here, and as soon as like I watch it, and as soon as he hits the move, and as soon as the 3 count hit, I go, "Holy shit, that's fucking cool! I love it." These are certain moments in wrestling is really cool that you know and you believe in, and you believe in Alex Shelley because you've been around forever. There's that respect with Alex Shelley. So this is fucking great, and it sucks he's losing the belt to Aldis at Slammiversary. Fat Man.
So literally, I started it Sunday night, couldn't finish it, so I finished it last night. And
I just get a random message.
Yeah, I messaged Ryan privately, and I went, "Holy shit!" And he immediately knew what I was talking about. He's like, "Right, right." I did not see this coming. There's no way Jay Briscoe is winning the ROH World Title. I thought Macklin should have definitely held this a little bit longer. I'm going to disagree with you about Shelley losing the title.
What do you mean?
At Slammiversary to Aldis.
Oh, you don't think he's going to?
Nope. It's right outside of Detroit.
Right about here?
Right about here, yeah.
Right about there. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to hold it for at least. I think he's going to beat Aldis a little bit, and then hold it for a little bit, and then drop it eventually to Aldis.
Or lose to Saban.
Slammiversary is in July. A month title reign. They I can see.
Just to say you're a world champion.
Yeah, and in Canada, just because it's out, like outside of Detroit, it's in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Yes, I know close to Detroit, but still in Canada, so that's not going to matter as much.
In all effect, it's right next to it. I mean, literally across the bridge.
Yeah. You also got what, option B?
Option C, and I'm
C.
like, get out of my head because I'm currently looking into when Destination X usually comes, so I can check in the option C.
I thought that was always July. I thought Slammiversary was June, Destination X was July. But they must switch it up. Or they're doing. Excuse me. Haven't they done it on random impacts before, like Destination X?
As like impact specials? I think they were doing them as impact specials, not as pay-per-views.
No. I'm just saying, like, as like an impact TV show.
There has not been
themed.
Yeah, there has not been an impact pay-per-view since 2017.
Yeah.
So they can do it whenever.
Yeah. So essentially whenever they feel like doing it. So yeah, but option C is definitely on the table. That's Saban turns heel, obviously. But yeah. So that's another reason why I think Shelley's retaining.
He doesn't have to turn heel for that to work.
He doesn't, but I think he will.
Which one? Shelley's the one that's the physical therapist, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I think Shelley, they do a thing where Saban turns heel and wins the title, and Shelley puts his career up for one more shot.
So the last two, I don't hate that, Sleazy. The last two cash-ins were Josh Alexander in October 2021 and Frankie Kazarian in November 2022. So if an option C is coming, it looks to be they changed it to put it near the end of the year.
Okay.
Right? Even the one before that, Brian Cage, was January 6th of 2019, but it was still the January.
Right. So it was like in the winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see Saban or Shelley holding the belt that long.
I can't either.
No.
I also didn't see Macklin losing so fast, so what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't. That's surprising.
Right?
The reason I asked that is Slammiversary runs this year, July 15th, so we got a month. Right now, it's scheduled to be Alex Shelley versus Nick Aldis. Impact has Impact specials all the time. There's no conceivable reason that you couldn't think they wouldn't switch that title back to Macklin before Slammiversary.
WWE presents Roadblock.
like a TV or even on like an episode of Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like the Impact Plus monthly specials, even that when you
I
go
don't think
to
there
the,
is one before. Is there one before Summerversary? I don't
No,
think there
know.
is.
Emergence is August. That's why I was double checking. Emergence is August 27th, so there's not. So it'd just be the month of TV. So
Yeah.
They would never do a title switch on TV when they're taping because it would get out so quickly.
That's a lie. Last time they did a title switch on TV and taping was when ABC won the tag belts.
No, I mean World Championship though. The last time it happened was because Josh Alexander got hurt.
But he didn't really.
He didn't even.
vacated.
He let it. He vacated.
He lost
it.
to vacant. He lost to
Right.
vacant.
Well, that was my point. Is he lost the vacant? But no. But really, doing that type of title switch would be very. In this day and age, would be kind of blowing their spot.
Or you add Macklin to the triple threat.
You could do that. You could definitely do that. I don't know. It just there's so many different options there that anything could be pretty decent there.
So let's play a game and see how close you guys can get.
Wait, hold on, Sleazy. What'd you rate the match?
I gave it 3.5. It was still a nice match, but super shocking finish. I did not expect Shelley to win, and I love the Guerrero Benoit moment at the end too. So we have to give props to Benoit on the show, I guess.
So, not counting Rampage, where Christian Cage won the Impact title, can either one of you tell me the last time the world title on Impact, or the world title appeared on Impact on a TV show and changed hands?
And changed hands?
It was the taping.
Wait, say that again?
The last time the Impact world title changed hands on Impact television.
2019, and I'll just guess it was Rich Swann losing it. I don't know.
There was one in 2019. It was Sami Callihan, though, on Impact TV. And it was also a taped episode that aired on tape delay 4 days later. But there was one after that.
Okay.
Eric Young. It was recorded August 15th, aired on tape delay September 1st, 2020 during the COVID stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just looking at other times, just because I was curious on episodes. Eric Young on TV, with Sami Callihan one was on TV. Austin Aries won it on a television episode, and that was back in 2018. And he won it on 2. So it's not unlike them to do it by the looks of this. Is more or less what I was trying to get at there. So I could, they got a month to tape TV, and they tape them 2 weeks at a time. You never know. But final thoughts on the show? Sleazy.
I thought it was a good show. I think it was better than New Japan's show.
Ever better.
The floor was higher, but the ceiling was lower. If that makes any sense. There wasn't anything that was as mind-blowingly great as a couple of the matches on New Japan, but all the matches were decent here. Decent to good at a bare minimum.
It's like banging a bunch of 7s instead of banging 2 9s and a lot of 2s.
Right. And trust me, I'm usually in the latter.
Fat Man.
It's Impact. What do you want me to say? It's Impact, Ryan. Come on.
I understand. Same with me. I'm going to gush over Impact and suck Impact dick because Impact's fucking great, and they keep producing banger after banger after banger special events or pay-per-views or however you want to call it, because they are different when you look them up. But, you never leave an Impact show not at least mostly satisfied.
I mean, when you're banging 7s.
So that's Impact done.
Cool. We've got 9 bits of rumors. I'm actually running the news and rumors segment, which is weird. These all came from Raja.com. Been around for decades. my normal sources here. First of all, Rocky Romero revealed that WWE made him an offer to come in during the Cruiserweight Classic. According to him, so they really wanted me for the Cruiserweight Classic, but then they wanted to offer me a coaching position afterwards. So I think if they didn't offer me the coaching position, they just offered me the Cruiserweight Classic, I probably would have signed with them. But because they wanted me to coach, he decided to decline it and go back to New Japan instead. Any thoughts on that? Rocky Romero in a WWE ring.
Commentator.
I
just think he's a better commentator than wrestler. He's a great wrestler, but he's even better commentator.
I actually agree. I loved his promos too. I loved it when he was basically valeting for Roppongi 3K.
He would have been a really good teacher at WWE. Let's be fair. And like back then when that happened versus now, like if you're a teacher at WWE now, can't you still like do some indies or like can't you like work out a deal with them compared to back then you couldn't really, they weren't really as forgiving.
I think it depends on who the talent is.
I would agree.
I enjoy Rocky Romero, but he would have been a good teacher in WWE.
I would also agree with that too, because I think he's got a good mindset for specifically tag wrestling, but just in the ring, he's just really good at what he does. I'm going to skip that one. WWE was reportedly considering packaging maximum male models. Supposedly Vince McMahon didn't like them. But the word internally within WWE's creative team is that Vince McMahon was originally high on the team, but he didn't want to be flamboyant. But then Triple H took over, and then blah, blah, blah. And then it came back and blah, blah, blah. It's just this fucking bullshit that keeps coming up with who's actually running the show here. And I want to point this out really quickly, is that have you guys noticed on the weekly specifically, because, I don't watch the product. Do you guys see a bit of a disjointed show currently when you're watching the weeklies? I obviously you're not going to see it as much on the pay-per-views because they have an idea of what they're doing, but the weeklies tend to get changed a lot.
If it does, I don't notice it's as hectic as what everybody's pointed out. Now, maybe I'm not looking for it, but that's just what I see. I'm just still understanding it's wrestling, so anything's possible and like stuff like that. I'll always buy into that first, but I don't see the chaos that all the dirt sheets are talking about.
Okay. Right. Like, how dare Vince McMahon be at a show
where he's a boss?
Yeah, how dare he? Like, I can't believe Vince McMahon's running creative. He's going to go into the toilet.
Like he hasn't been doing it for 40 years.
Right. Like he has been making money for 40 years. And not only making money, making the most fucking money.
He made fuck you hush money is what he made.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No.
Right.
He had fuck you hush money, and then when that transpired and there was no fuck you hush money anymore.
Right? But yeah. Let's continue on because I know we're getting late here. Tony Khan's clarified that basically there's not going to be a hard roster split like people have been claiming is going to happen. And also that pretty much any title is going to be on both shows.
Tony Khan will also say whatever the fuck he needs to say at that point to swerve people or try to get people off of certain things. So I don't really believe that. I think there's going to be more of a hard roster split. It's not going to be as SmackDown E 2002 where it was a hard split, but you're going to have a couple of guys jump back and forth. There is going to be somewhat of a semblance of split if the CM Punk drama is true and people don't want to be around them.
That may be true, but I think as a general rule, there's going to be a bunch of people on both shows. I really don't believe that they're going to do any type of real roster split unless there's legitimate heat going around backstage. Fat Man, what do you think?
It doesn't matter, does it? I mean, if CM Punk's on Collision, he'll get a little bump in the ratings, I do believe. But it's Saturday nights are a hard night for wrestling. Like, I don't. They're not going to draw 1 million regularly. I don't think. So I don't think it matters, to be honest. It's just another show that Turner wants. Live sports is cheaper to produce than original programming. So,
Yep.
I mean,
which is stupid because it's still original programming.
Right. But, yeah. So I don't think it really even matters.
Okay. Fat Man. August 20th. There's a brand new announcement comes out. Well, it was a couple of days ago. We're officially getting the Ace. Hiroshi Tanahashi will be in Philadelphia for the Multiverse United 2 show. Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling in the 2300 arena. They've officially announced it. Tickets are going to go on sale Friday, June 16th. Wait till at least 11 a.m. so I can get the tickets, please, everyone listening. But yeah, come out and see us. We'll talk about that later on another show. You guys probably saw the new women's titles, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
So Asuka gets a brand new title. It looks exactly like the old one with a little bit of a tweak. And then you realize, oh, it looks like the new Undisputed title. We get to Monday. Rhea Ripley gets a new title. Oh, look, it looks exactly like the World Heavyweight Championship, except it's white. Okay,
Perfect.
well, that makes sense. So we have some news about that. WWE has made efforts as of late to streamline repackaged titles. FightfulSelect.com, fuck them, it confirms that the reason WWE presented Asuka with a new belt is to clean up the Raw SmackDown situation while also wanting her championship to resemble the one Roman Reigns was presented with. No shit, Sherlock, right? WWE's decision to unify the titles dates back to day one after Reigns got COVID. There were plans to have the titles separated again by 39, but obviously that didn't happen. Meanwhile, the tag titles in WWE and NXT are going to be combined. I don't remember when that's happening. It's in a couple weeks, I guess.
The women's tag titles, yeah.
Yeah, the women's tag titles. Mm-hmm. But this has been going. This plan went back all the way to April. So they were planning on doing this for a long time. It's believed that the unification of the tag titles would have already happened if it not for all the injuries in the women's division. Finally, that the only remaining point of frustration is WWE's continued usage of the term undisputed when referring to Reigns and Asuka's respective titles, especially when Seth Rollins is a world champion and now Rhea Ripley is an equivalent champ, both on Raw. One WWE official stated that the situation is admittedly confusing, and despite objections, WWE higher-ups have dismissed that feedback and instead insisted on keeping the undisputed tagline during those belts. First, thoughts on the new titles. Start with Fat Man.
I don't mind them. You get the Raw and SmackDown out of the way. You knew out of there, so when we have this draft, it's that. I heard someone say that, oh, you're devaluing the titles for making it look like the men's titles. I'm like, if you want women to be seen on equal footing, having the titles the exact same, wouldn't that help? I think it elevates the title. In my opinion.
I 100% agree with you. They should be exactly the same as the men's titles in that respect. Because what is the difference other than the gender?
Right.
They are the top champion of that brand, in theory, in the world. Ryan, what's your thoughts on the belts?
Outside of the Oscars one saying the word undisputed, which is kind of stupid. Like, I get why Reigns says undisputed because he has 2 belts, and it's referred to as the 2 belts as such. But Asuka saying undisputed is just kind of is weird. But that's my only gripe. Had they have taken that out, it would have been fine. Just said women's championship and women's world like that way. That's my only gripe with it. That Asuka says undisputed, and there's dirt sheet articles out about saying how every time this is brought up, they're like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." Like, it's dismissed for the way they're throwing out the word undisputed. But yeah, that's my only issue. Both belts look great, and it's a great idea. Depends on now. Well, which belt are you going to send to championship teams now? Now you have women's ones that you can send to, like, and it's not hard to tell Endeavor's there, and I feel like this is definitely an Endeavor thing to have, like, similar belts that way, and it's fine.
I would agree with it. If you look at the Raw Women's Championship history, it's kind of weird. Mainly because it replaced the Divas Championship, but it's a separate lineage. So technically that title's only been around 7 years, and it's never been like, there's been times obviously where the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion was the same person, but it was never unified.
But these aren't new women's belts either. They just renamed them.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
Well, the only reason why I bring that up is that if you could find back in the lineage where at one point there was a combination, then you could say, oh, well, back in 2014,
when Becky Lynch was both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion.
Right, but they were not combined into one belt.
But,
I'm saying, like, if they combined the women's and the Divas title into one belt and deactivated it. They did, but they didn't do it with this belt. Is my point. This belt is brand new. Belt is only 7 years old and has no lineage before 2016.
Both, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, both the women's titles technically
are new titles. Yeah, So it's interesting. I agree with you in the fact that it's stupid to call it undisputed. I think they should have just stuck with WWE champion and then world heavyweight champion. It should. We've already done this before, but whatever. The men's Money in the Bank has been determined. We'll talk about that on another show because there's two big things that happened. The legendary Iron Sheik passed away on June 8th or 9th. Obviously, huge person for the business. Fuck the Hulk Hogan. Such a legendary person in the ring, such a legendary person backstage. Was always one of those guys that was just such a major, unique wrestler. He was an undeniable talent. And, obviously it's going to be a huge loss. Obviously he was 81 years old, so he was getting up there in age, but even as recently as last month, he was still tweeting and just having a grand old time on Twitter. Ryan, thoughts?
It's going to be sad to see him because he's been ingrained in wrestling a lot, right? Like, even like when I was younger, when Hogan and Sheik, and then coming back and being with Slaughter, and like he's always been around, and like being so old and decrepit, he had to win the Battle Royal at WrestleMania 17. Made it just so much better because why not have Iron Sheik win that Battle Royal? You know what I mean? Like, I get making Slaughter win it, but Iron Sheik winning it is good. Now, and a side note, the Slaughter thing, the Reddit quota this week is just funny because somebody put up a fake quote that Sergeant Slaughter was bitching about Lacey Evans stealing his gimmick. And apparently it got so elaborate that this joke that somebody photoshopped Sergeant Slaughter agreeing with a man that said, Jesus, at least when Benoit asked Jimmy Snuka if he was stealing his gimmick, and Snuka...
fucking Reddit.
That's what I found on Reddit this week and fucking loved it.
If you guys are not familiar with the Reddit blackout that's happening as we're speaking about that, please go and support by not going there, I guess. At least until the end of the 14th. It's to protest the API cost increase. Fat Man.
Yeah, I mean he was influential. Without him, maybe there might. Well, no, that's a lie because Hawkman started in the AWA. But yeah, I mean he put Hogan over. Excuse me, he put Hogan over, and yeah, I mean he literally had a resurgence because of Twitter. Mm-hmm. So so good for him, and yeah, he will be missed.
And we go from worst to worster in terms of shitty news happening. AEW fires BJ Whitmer today following strangulation burglary charges. He was arrested on Sunday, June 4th in Kentucky, domestic violence charges. Whitmer was a coach and producer for AEW. According to court documents, Whitmer was charged with strangulation in the first degree and burglary in the second degree. Both charges are considered a Class C felony in Kentucky, carry a potential penalty of 5 to 10 years in prison. He was released on $25,000 bond on Monday afternoon. AEW immediately fired him after doing their own little investigation going, oh, you got arrested for this? Fuck you, you're out. Thoughts, Fat Man?
I'm not surprised AEW fired him, but that came out. It was burglary and strangulation, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Like, I didn't honestly, I mean, you never really see this coming, but like BJ Whitmer, he was a producer and just like, that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, I would have fired him right away too. So at least they did the right thing.
Ryan, thoughts?
Fucking weird that BJ Whitmer's the one though. Like, you never know what's going on in somebody's life, I guess. But like now, if anything, I'm more curious to look over and be like, who did he break? Whose house did he break into, and whose bitch did he choke?
I think at the end of the day, here's the thing. I will say that domestic situations like that can bring the worst out of anybody. And I hate to bring this up because he's not here, but Chip would be he would have a lot more insight in this, mainly because of how his life has gone in terms of, just dealing with, situations in marriages that didn't exactly turn out well. Obviously, I can't talk to his circumstances, but the thing is that at the end of the day, you rein it in, motherfucker. I mean, what the fuck you doing? Sometimes you have to have a little bit, and it's a bullshit thing. But anywho, Ryan, put yourself over.
Ryan Buck got you on the Reddit and the Twitter.
Fuck Chip. I'm not going to put him over because he left
Deets.
so much earlier. Fuck Deets. He wasn't on here. I'm at TWS Sleazy. And we are Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Please go on over there. Give us a like. Videos you can find twitch.tv/SleazyFatMan, youtube.com/SleazyFatMan premium videos, and onlyfans.com/The Wrestling Show. You can find all sorts of content on thewrestlingshow.com, including articles, merch, and bunch of merch and other ton of cool stuff. You can get this podcast every Saturday morning wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Podbean. Don't hesitate to rate us on your favorite platform. It really helps us out. Don't hesitate to do that automatic download. That also really helps us out. I just want to point out this is the first week we've actually done this, and going forward, we are going live every week on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So check us out live on any one of those platforms. It's really going to be cool that we're going to do this in the future. So check that out. So with thanks to Ryan, who just left. So fuck him, fuck Dietz, fuck Chip, and for Sleazy.
For the fat man.
This is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. Fuck Kenny Omega. Or actually, fuck Tony Khan now. I apologize. See, I tired. A hot dog's not a sandwich. A sub is not a sandwich. A burger is a sandwich. And you missed another piece of news and rumors, Sleazy.
Probably.
I'm going to be a papa because Alexa Bliss is pregnant.
Hmm.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun.